There are not a lot of people that are as funny, as indefatigable, and as right on the mark as Yechiel Jacobs.
Does calling for an end to murder make me a terrorist?
Great question. That's a fantastic question. Thank you for asking. I love how comfortable you are around me. Okay, so basically my answer to your question is, when you're calling for an end to murder of a terrorist organization who currently has your people held hostage and had just murdered 1,200 of your people, and say that they're going to do it over and over again until they literally can't anymore. So saying to stop attacking them, it definitely has characteristics of being a little bit of a terrorist supporter. Not necessarily a terrorist, but you have the characteristics of being a terrorist supporter. Great question. Next question. You with the red hair in the back.
Does calling for freedom for all from the river to the sea make me anti-Semitic?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Literally yes.
No.
Yes. Shut up. Stop interrupting me. It's very basic math. Okay, bear with me. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Basically means from the Jordan River to the Mediterranean Sea, Palestine will be free. What's in between the Jordan River and the Mediterranean Sea? Do you know, or are you hearing these terms for the first time in your entire freaking life? Israel is in between the two. Okay, so saying from the river to the sea means Israel should be wiped off the face of the earth. The only Jewish state on planet Earth, who, by the way, have the strongest claim to the land, because we've been in the land before your great-grandparents were in freaking diapers, to say they should be gone and replace it with the Palestinian country, which was established, by the way, in 1990. Freaking never, because they never even existed as a country. To say it should be replaced and they should be wiped out is pretty freaking anti-Semitic. So your question was pretty dumb.
76 years of oppression and apartheid.
Oh, Babushka wants to talk about apartheid? That's adorable. Let's talk about freaking apartheid. In Israel, there are over 2 million Arabs living there with equal citizenships, with the equal rights to do whatever they want to do. They can become a car salesman, a tennis player, a smurf. They can do whatever they want to do. Matter of fact, an Arab judge put an Israeli president into prison. Israel has no apartheid going on, but in Gaza, the very people you're protecting and you're trying to give them all their rights, don't let any Jews into the land. The only Jews that are in Gaza right now are the ones kidnapped by Hamas terrorist organization.
76 years of
Well, I do want to say that also apartheid is actually the way that the Muslim region runs. There's basically an apartheid against Jews and apartheid against Christians. Apartheid is like the way that they do it. And they also run apartheid against Palestinians, so-called, in Lebanon or in other places, where they don't want to give them any rights because they want to keep them suppressed. So the Arab world and the jihadist world is filled with apartheid. And Israel is the one light of freedom in this whole area, but they want to destroy that through calling it apartheid.
genocide.
76 years of genocide? Where did you hear that from? Did Hitler come to you in a dream and whisper it into your ear? Where are you getting this crap? If Israel was doing a genocide for the past 76 years, don't you think there would be very few Palestinians left? The Palestinian population has increased by over 400% since 1948. 400% increased. So if Israel was doing a genocide, wouldn't there be a lot less Palestine? Or maybe Israel's not doing a genocide and you're just lying out of your freaking...
So yeah, there is definitely no genocide. I'm telling you, there's no genocide. There's a war. There is definitely a war. And that war is against terrorists. And yes, civilians die, but it's not a genocide. Genocide is actually what the other side wants to do. And my mom told me a long time ago that the bad guys, the anti-Semites, usually call the Jews exactly what they want to do to us, right? So they say, you guys are doing a genocide. What they mean is, we want to do a genocide. Well, we won't let them.
Toches.
After World War II, the world said never again, but did not mean it.
All right, you're done. I think the red dye you put into your hair is affecting your brain cells. You think if you're talking to a British accent like this, we're going to believe the crap that comes out of your mouth? No, we're not. After World War II, where we said never again, it was actually against a real genocide where Hitler actually wiped out 6 million Jews and had the intentions of wiping out every single Jew on planet Earth. You're going to compare that to Israel fighting back against a terrorist organization who right now is holding Israelis and Americans held hostage in Gaza? That have the intent to murder Jews over and over again. You're going to make that comparison with a straight face and a British accent? You're a freaking idiot. I would tell you all to go get a job, but you'll probably just end up boycotting it.
Yechiel Jacobs nails it. And I think that there's a lot of lies out there. That we're murdering children, that there's a genocide, that Palestinians, so-called Palestinians, are repressed. The very fact is that Israel has been a tiny, defensive country, an armed ethnic minority in this region. And that's how we survived, because we are armed. And if we weren't armed and we didn't push back on the jihad, it would destroy us. It's really that simple. Israel is a small Jewish state in the middle of the Arab world. Sadly, parts of the Arab world are still holding on to 1,000 years of hate and certainly 100 years of war against Israel, which they have failed over and over again, and which they will fail again this time with the help of God.